So if you love or even hate aim assist, you're going to want to watch this video because this may be the most viral and biggest controversy I've ever seen regarding aim assist specifically. And I wonder, with videos like this, will aim assist players, controller players specifically, console players even more specifically, need to be worried whatsoever about the future of the controller input? Will it be nerfed at all? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in today's video, and also some other topics as well. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you guys want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends news related. And if you want to enter for the $75 weekly giveaway, the winner of last week is on screen now. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into the video. So firstly, before we dive into the main topic, wanted to mention this as well. This was actually coming from Afflictions, a good friend of mine who had posted this, and I know a lot of people have been getting amped up about the rank system for Apex, but I do also want to point some misinformation out, like just to be safe here. So I've been seeing a lot of these charts going around, and a lot of people are saying, you know, look how bad the Apex rank system is. And although I do agree that it could use some entry fee increases or some changes here, changes there, absolutely, I just want to point out not all of the players that are playing Apex are being tracked in this. So you can see like this specific list is only tracking 366,000 players for Apex, which is most definitely not counting the millions of players that have played ranked overall. Nonetheless, I do think it's still noteworthy that Masters is way more popular than pretty much all of the other ranks up until like Silver 3. I'm not saying that it's not a problem. Obviously, Masters is way too easy to get right now, but I also think that there's something to note here, that it's not necessarily counting every single player. Therefore, it's really not that reliable of a chart. We've seen many different websites come out and their charts look totally different. However, on the flip side, the Valorant chart is also not tracking every single player that plays Valorant ranked. Nonetheless, it looks a lot more similar to what their ranked, you know, I guess stat line actually looks like in the real game. So like, even though there's a lot more players playing than what's on their website right now, this is very similar to what Valorant's rank distribution actually looks like. So maybe it is a little bit noteworthy, but interested to see what you guys have to say. All right, so for the big one, I almost honestly didn't even make a video about this because I know we've discussed the aim assist topic time and time again, and I totally get it. Sometimes it gets really outdated, it gets really mundane, and it's just the same old thing over and over. Like every couple months there's a big aim assist clip that goes viral and people want to talk about it. On the flip side, at the beginning of the season, I told you guys that we were like not able to see the controller aim assist value anymore on console for whatever reason, and a lot of people were wondering if there was going to be a change to aim assist values for maybe console specifically, or maybe even PC, considering that the game balancer John Larson said over a year ago that they would be looking into these inputs, and if they felt like one was way too powerful or way too necessary in order to compete in this game, then they would make some adjustments. And being that another pro player like Alberlelli has already left mouse and keyboard a couple of weeks ago and now moving to controller as well, that argument seems to get a little bit more near. So a user by the name of Nui TV posted this over on their Twitter with over 6.6 million views, 7.5 thousand likes, and a lot of retweets and a lot of comments as well. This is the clip that you guys can see in the background right now of how aim assist is, quote, fun, fair, and balanced, showing that obviously it's way too overpowered. And a lot of people were saying, okay, this is an aimbot, this is Zen, something is going on here. Here is a video also of them playing on console with a monitor cam as well, and you can see it's still just as bad, but more often than not, everybody was commenting what you're probably thinking right now. Yes, it looks strong, but that's not what my aim assist does. How do I get it to work like this? It's one thing, obviously, if there's no movement involved or it's really bot-like movement, but this is one of like the hardest strafes to track. It's like a Neo strafe or something like that. Like, it is insane to track, nearly impossible, especially for a lot of mouse and keyboard players. So to be able to do this on console with like no effort at all, yes, it obviously would be broken if this is the true narrative for like all players. And even though a lot of people were getting aggravated by saying like, you know, quote, better than any human can do just got you muted, honestly, it is facts. Like, there's no way a human could track a Neo strafe this good. On the flip side, a lot of people still are confused as to whether or not there's any outside sources involved in this, because it just literally looks like aimbot. And when I saw the clip for the first time, I thought the exact same thing until I started to read some of the comments from pro players, and some of those even on controller themselves. So you would think if they had any biased opinion, it would be in the favor of controller players. So you may remember this guy that people call the Tom Holland of Apex. His name is Horizon, and he's a pro player as well, and he actually plays on a controller using the normal 4-3 classic settings. At least that's what his Wikipedia page suggests as well. And he starts by saying, I'm sorry, but all I see is the same thing over and over again, that Apex is that dry, that aim assist is still being a hot topic in 2023. Like, get a grip. They ain't changing anything. Either join the army or shut the F up. And Diego even saying that controller players are so much in denial about how strong aim assist that they think this is literal cheats. Light, another Apex Legends competitive coach playing on controller himself as well, saying, I love seeing people people argue about this when it's just someone on console doing the bare minimum to track a target moving left and right? Like, we've all known that console aim assist is already busted. She also kept the perfect distance from Octane, which a lot of players don't utilize well. Also saying when she gets too close to the Octane, you can see she misses the majority of the shots. Basically suggesting that there's not much to look into here, which is the crazy thing, because obviously we look at this and we think, yes, this is busted, but a lot of people seem to think this is just what normal console is. So while a lot of casual players see this as absolutely no way possible, because that's not what my aim assist looks like, a lot of competitive players who actually know how to use the aim assist properly apparently say this is not actually that crazy. I gotta be honest, if it's a clip where there's a lot of people disputing about whether or not this is real aimbot or not because it's actually that crazy, I think that means aim assist could be a problem over on console. Well, especially in this scenario specifically. But before you get mad, trust me, I've played on console for Apex on controller. I've never in my life felt it be this strong, but apparently with the right settings and the right game knowledge of how to distance yourself enough from an Octane, this is actually possible. But I'm about to give you guys an opinion of mine that honestly, I don't know if I've ever shared this, and you guys are probably going to be so shocked that I have this opinion. So I've played mouse and keyboard for a very long time. I grew up on the Xbox 360, so I played Xbox for a very long time. I even bought an Xbox Series X just to play Apex here recently to try it out, and I absolutely hated it. And now I've made the switch from mouse and keyboard over to controller for PC permanently. I've been doing it for about a month and a half, and I'm having a good time. But here's something that I haven't really spoke about now that I have a good enough experience on both. Do I think that, you know, mouse and keyboard requires a lot more time and effort to get good at? And do I think that that is a more natural way that we should be playing? And do I think that it's better and healthier for gaming esports entirely? Absolutely, without question, 100%. But here's why I actually like controller gaming over mouse and keyboard now that I've played years and years of both. Johnny Jetski made a retweet saying I'd see a different version of the same tweet every month. Just switch to controller and stop complaining. It's not that serious. You'll even have more time to go outside instead of aim training. And at first you may think, obviously, you know, this is just bait. You know, this is just like an emotional response for people to get mad at each other. And, you know, honestly, that's what a lot of these videos end up being, is, you know, triggering the emotions, get the controller players to respond, get the mouse and keyboard players to respond. I totally get it. And I understand why some people may be even aggravated with videos like this. But the two reasons that I wanted to share it was the fact that, number one, Respawn did say they would look at making adjustments if they felt like too many people were switching because they felt like it was necessary in order to win. And then also, like, clips like this don't help the fact that, you know, maybe Respawn's looking at making a change to some degree. But I also wanted to say that, like, now that I've played on both, honestly, this sounds so weird, but life has felt less stressful playing on a controller. Like, I can actually be somewhat decent in gunfights without having to put a lot of time in the game. And I know, like, from a competitive standpoint, that's horrible, right? You don't want that kind of stuff in your game. But from like a cultural standpoint, I'm happier overall. Like, I feel like I can have a personal and social life again, and I don't have to sweat 24/7 to be, like, you know, the best in the world. Like, I can actually feel like, you know, over time I'll just get good at my positioning and game sense again. But overall, the game has felt easier. It's felt a little bit more fun. I've always said, you want to go golfing or bowling with someone who plays on a controller. You do not want to take a mouse and keyboard player out to a social environment. They're just not going to be social. I don't even know how to really explain that, but it's just the truth. Like, as good as Sweet Dreams is, can you honestly say you'd rather go golfing with Sweet Dreams over Daltooth or Nicewig? I mean, Nicewig's probably the most sociable guy that I've ever seen. So obviously I know that's a, like, poor argument, not even trying to bring that to the state of, like, competitions and stuff. I'm just saying overall, I feel like controller is a lot more fun and entertaining for gaming in general. I do think mouse and keyboard is probably a little bit more balanced for the competitive side of esports in general. But that's a large bridge, and I don't know if it'll ever really be gapped properly. So I would just say, yeah, just switch to controller. It's really just a simple fact. Even Otter, obviously a mouse and keyboard player, you know, is kind of suggesting that even with OP movement, aim assist still trumps overall. Even a, you know, Rainbow Six Siege player said the smartest thing that Siege was ever doing was not adding aim assist for controllers on console. It managed to keep itself a popular game for people who appreciate a bit of a challenge but can't stand the schlockification of the gaming industry at large. So I'm interested to see what you guys have to say down in the comment section below. I know I'm going to hurt someone's feelings, or someone's aggravated that I even posted this, or that we're still talking about this in 2023, but nonetheless, it is a very recent viral news topic that I wanted to make mention of, because that is what's going on in the news world right now. Repetitive or not, that's the truth. I know someone got their feelings hurt, someone's toes got stepped on, and that's fine, whatever. But I'll see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves. It's Viber only positivity. And until next time, I'll see you later, Gators.